Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And we are here to talk about Star Wars. Sorry, we had a little rough beginning to the video there. Now, I was going to record this as a video, but I wanted to hear from you guys. I wanted to hear if anybody's seen this. Now, a lot of people have, like 3 million. So, just imagine if Vader episode 1, Shards of the Past, was released in theaters, and let's just roughly estimate that 3 million people went, and it was about $14 a ticket. It would have made $50 million, a little around 45 to $50 million. This thing blew me away. It actually made me care about Star Wars again. Star Wars, just to reset, since we have about 16,000 more subscribers since the last time I talked about Star Wars. We did a review way back when, a year ago, on The Last Jedi, and it's an abomination. The emasculation of Luke Skywalker, it disgusted me. Pretty much all of Disney Star Wars has disgusted me. I didn't like Force Awakens. Rogue One was okay. But Solo is a disgrace. Rebels was cool until the ending. I like the Clone Wars well enough, but I'm not a fan of the prequels. Now, not to crap on anybody who likes them. Okay, if you like the prequels, if you were a kid and you watched them, I could totally understand why you love them. I get it, but I was 30 when I saw it, so really weren't made for me. Didn't like them at all, and a lot of us who saw Star Wars in the beginning. I saw it when it came in theaters in 1977. I was 7 years old, and I liked the big Bigfoot creature that was in it. That's all I remember. But from my perspective anyway, we had heard the legend of how, Darth Vader was born, and we had something build up in our head that I don't know if George could ever have satisfied. But I just really never needed to see Darth Vader as a kid. But the prequels look great compared to anything Disney has done. But then this dropped. Star Wars Theory. Honestly, it's a channel that I didn't subscribe to until today. It's a channel I've heard of, but I never checked out because I have checked out of Star Wars completely. So I can tell you the second I did it, when Luke sucked the titty of a manatee, and I was done. I was freaking done. But I saw this today and I remembered why I loved Star Wars, why Star Wars led me to own a comic shop, why Star Wars made me a nerd just as much as Marvel Comics and DC Comics did. Star Wars made me a nerd, and I don't regret it. I remember getting shit for wearing a Star Wars t-shirt to school. I used to be called Space Cadet, which was fine. I didn't care. And I wore that shit with pride, and I still do. Well, now Star Wars, I can't wear anything Star Wars with pride now. It's turned into an agenda-driven pile of crap, to be honest with you. But and honestly, there's nothing JJ can do to change my mind on that. Not episode 9. I'm not even going to see it. I'm part of that boycott. But this was amazing. And what the one thing I've never lost faith in is Star Wars fans and fandom. You guys, I never had a problem with you, even if you like the Disney stuff. Again, not passing judgment on you. You love Star Wars. I'm not going to shit on you for that. But really, it's just nothing I've even wanted to talk about, I care about. But this was amazing. This was amazing. This fan film that looked cinematic, that gave layers to Darth Vader. It made me feel sympathy for Anakin and Darth Vader. Well, Anakin is dead, of course. This takes place roughly 8 months after, Revenge of the Sith. And I love how it mentioned in the beginning that the Empire brings fear to some and hope to others. This is something Disney Star Wars has just completely ignored in their films. Okay, in their films. I know there's other EU stuff, and honestly, I'm not really familiar with that stuff. I read a bunch of the Dark Horse comics, which were great. My favorite being Star Wars Infinities, which were alternate takes on A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Go find them. They are amazing. But I guess I still love it because if fans keep putting stuff out like this, then I'm first in line. I am there. Fan films can vary in quality. And the quality of this is right up there Excuse me, and I don't mean talk, right up there with Axanar, Star Trek Axanar. This is right up there for me, and you know, as a Star Trek fan, Axanar is brilliant, is top notch fan film stuff. So I am blown away that this is a fan film. The voice work was brilliant. Just the action in it. Showing Darth Vader in a way that, you know, like we got those that last minute of Rogue One, they use that, you know, him stopping the laser blasts like you know, like Kylo did, but multiple ones was amazing. Him using a guard, the red guard, to shield himself from the Emperor, him taking on the Emperor. We you know, we seeing something we haven't seen before. The writing in this was top notch. Oh my God, it gave me shivers. There's one line that gave me shivers when they were talking about, I won't, well, I'm kind of spoiled here. I should probably bring out my spoiler paddle. I'm going to spoil it, but it's out there. You guys can go see it. Okay. It doesn't cost you anything. Just be on YouTube. And we'll get into like how they can even get away with this. But when they reference Mace Windu, possibly, and Vader asks, you know, how could he have even survived? I'm paraphrasing here, and the Emperor goes, "Power." You know, I was like, whoa. Just the whole delivery on that was so good. And the guy doesn't really look like the Emperor, but he's got Ian McDermott's like mannerisms down and the voice down. I love the clones in this. Oh man, you felt stakes in this, and this was, oh my God, for Star Trek fans, I crap on the short treks because they are crappy. They're short treks, by the way, short treks. Um, this was about what, 16 minutes long. I can't wait to see the next one in 16 minutes. I just got some background on Vader. Of course, it's not canon, and they've used other stuff that we've never gotten that I wanted to know that didn't like feel like it crapped on anything. This could fit perfectly into the canon of Star Wars. As a matter of fact, it's going to be in my canon from now on. Nobody could tell me what's real or not. So there you go. It's in my canon. This is official Star Wars to me. Well done, Star Wars Theory. I clap for you. My hat is off. If I was wearing a hat, I'm really impressed with you guys. The effects were amazing. The ships look cool. It looked real. It looked real. You know, Disney should be ashamed of themselves right now. Like they should, you know, we'll see how long they let them get away with this. You know, the whole factor of, I don't know if they're making money. And listen, they don't have to monetize the video, but I don't know how the copyright laws work with, you know, you make money on your channel. So if you're making money on your channel, even though you're not making money on that particular video, they can consider that making money. So I don't know how long they're going to let them get away with this. I don't know the rules. Maybe they have some set rules. Maybe that's why it was only 16 minutes long, kind of like the Star Trek rules. I don't know. I'm just glad it's here. And well done. And Star Wars Theory does not need my help. They have 1.3 million subscribers. Well earned, well done. And this is why. So let's get on to the chat here, because honestly, who cares what I think? I want to hear what you guys think. And we're gonna get back up here, and oh wow, we have 117 people. That is great. I noticed nobody was streaming. That's another reason I decided to stream. Like nobody was really streaming today. I was like, well, I'm in the middle of recording a video, but I saw this and I had to talk about it. TM Martin, I hated The Force Awakens, so did I. And Solo sucked. Yes, it did. Solo sucked. Rogue One was saved by the ending. It was good, says Pen Farm Girl. Agreed. If take away that ending, I feel completely different. Completely different. Man, I watched it 3 times in a row. I watched it 3 times in a row, and I was just blown away at how good that was. For a fan film, if somebody would have told me it's not a fan film and that I would have actually thought it was produced by Disney. You know, there's maybe a couple little things upon second and third viewing you notice, but really well done, guys. What's up, Tarka Jedi? What'd you think of it, Tarka Jedi? Kato Roan, Pen Farm Girl, thank you for coming in with your wrenches. I appreciate it. What's up, Tim F? I thought Vader's birth at the same time of Padme's death and Luke and Leia's birth was brilliant. There were parts of Revenge of the Sith that were very good. That's undeniable. That is by far the best of the prequels. Here's the biggest problem I had with Revenge of the Sith. It's just the jump from Anakin and Obi-Wan bantering with each other and literally about 15 or 17 minutes of screen time, and he's killing children. You need to build up with that. I know a lot of you Star Wars fans have read the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. If they would have made the novelization into the movie we saw, it would have gone down as maybe the best Star Wars movie. The novelization is so good because it really shows how the Jedi tugged at Anakin, and you got into Anakin's head and you saw that he thought Palpatine was a father figure he'd never had. And the Jedi were asking him to betray this guy who's just been nothing but nice and a dad to him. And it really showed kind of what a asshole Yoda was. And yeah, it made sense in the book. And unfortunately I read the book before I saw the movie. So there you go. But it's a damn good novelization. I'll give you that. I am doing fine, filthy casual. How's it going? J.J. Abrams ruins everything he touches, but that guy makes money. T.M. Martin, that's the thing, and that's all they care about. People have been asking, why did they release so many movies on this last weekend? It's because the movie companies just see bottom line. They don't see what got to that bottom line. So they see, hey, Star Wars made all that money at Christmas time. We should release our movies at Christmas time, because not even considering that it's a Star Wars label and what's in the movie. That's all they see is bottom line. And that's why all these movies crushed each other. Aquaman's the only one that came out strong. They should, God, I've been saying it since I started this podcast. Release a movie in the middle of January. Watch. Glass is going to make money. Glass is going to make lots of money. But as far as JJ is concerned, JJ is, for lack of a better term, a really good businessman, a good bullshitter, snake oil salesman. Go watch his video on the mystery box, and it'll explain everything. He's about setting up ideas, and then he gives them to other people to finish. JJ has a reputation of not being a finisher, and it's well earned. He's a good concept man, a lot like George Lucas. A good concept man, but the execution, but at least George ends stuff. George has really good endings to his story, and I don't mean to compare those two, because George Lucas is a legend and JJ is kind of a poser. He borrows a lot of things. And what he doesn't finish, I've heard Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers say this, and who I love and respect and watch. Am a subscriber to his channel, but I vehemently disagree with him on J.J. Abrams, which is he is not a finisher, and I can just go. Alias didn't finish well, and what I mean by not finisher is the things don't end well. They don't. They have really messy endings. So Alias, messy ending. Super 8, messy ending. Lost, messy ending. I could go on. Mission Impossible 3 was just director for hire. So, I mean, that was an okay movie. The best thing by him, honestly, and this might get some Star Trek fans mad, is the 2009 Star Trek movie. I enjoy that movie for an alternate reality thing, and that's mainly because of the cast. And then there's Red Matter and everything. I can't remember if there was Red Matter and Lost, but there's like always some red, Deus Ex Machina fluid that he could put in. And guess what? Wouldn't be surprised to see it in Star Wars. Can't click on the link in the description. Maybe I screwed it up. But if you go up on the chat a little bit, here, I can put the link in again. I've got it right here, guys. So here is the link to, if you have not seen it. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hello. And Squids, the captain is now at 889 subs. So let's get him over the hump before New Year's. Let's do that. Captain Robert April is a good friend of the channel. He's a good friend of Doomcock, and he's in our old community here. Let's get him monetized again. because it does help. Um, Target Jedi, yeah, it really does. It means a lot to me that the fans are still fighting. And if I mean, honestly, this is straight to you, Star Wars fans. I love you guys. Okay. The fact that you stuck with it and for a year later, people are still pissed off. Disney should be thankful that people still care. Really. Like, honestly, let them vent. I would tell all my creators, Chuck Wendig, to shut the hell up, let the fans vent, and try to turn it around for these fans who have been loyal to this. And that thing you bought, the reason it was so damn expensive and the reason it's making you so much money is because of these fans who are your customers. And if they are upset, when I ran my comic shop and a customer came in and was upset, do you think I called him a Nazi? Do you think I called him a racist? Do you think I called him or her a sexist? No, I said, what can I do to make you happy? All right. Because the last thing I want somebody is coming in my comic store and being pissed. And yeah. And you can't make everybody happy, but you try, you know. Honestly, had very little of that in the comic store. I thought people came out of my comic store pretty happy. Um, oh, you're welcome, Tarka Jedi. It's my pleasure. I see some other YouTubers are talking about it, and that's good. And I think everyone should do a review. Not to tell you guys what to do, but I cannot recommend it enough. Wouldn't you love to hear what Doomcock thinks of this? I would. I would. I'm sure he'll see it at some point. Yeah, it's that good. It's amazing. Yeah, again, I can't wait for the next episode. I don't know how many they're going to be. If this makes a feature, the story just started out brilliant. There's a great scene with Vader like unmasked and I mean acting with his eyes. And here hopefully listen. I don't think they'll bust me for this, but yeah, this scene right here. Oh, so good, so good. I love it when we have good stuff to talk about. I've just like we've all suffered through like what Star Trek has given us and what Star Wars has given us and Doctor Who, don't even get me started. But oh my God, when the fans come out with something like this, maybe that's the future. Maybe, fan films are it. And I fully support that. God, I would financially support this. I would. I don't know if there is a way you can financially support it, but I would. I don't want them to get in trouble and make any money. I want them to be able to finish this, and hopefully they can parlay this and making tons of money, and they can do this stuff forever. I don't know the name of Star Wars Theory. I don't know if it's one person or a group of people, but Star Wars Theory has all my respect now. So it's so damn good. The part where Palpatine uses visions to trick Vader, and it's a battle between it's a Sith training session basically, and there's a scene where Palpatine takes Vader's lightsaber and puts it right to his neck, and Vader doesn't flinch. He's just all, yeah, no, I'm fine. But still, you also see Palpatine. He puts his hand on his shoulder like a father while he's saying, "You're disappointing me every second." But there's still a little bit of like, I guess what would be called Sith compassion. Excuse me, man. I just had a coffee, and yeah, they're shit tricks. I don't want to get the hiccups on air. That would be terrible. Oh my God, Derek, thank you so much. Head canon. Hashtag head canon. This goes into my head canon. Thanks for giving it a name. I'm not wearing a hat, Mr. Roboto. It was my tinfoil hat. I can't reach it right now. Autocorrect is censoring me. Don't be well, OG Spock love. Don't be censoring OG Spock love. Such a powerful point. When they gave the world's most bankable product over to people who don't understand the product or the fans, they doom themselves until they are fired. I bet you Kathleen Kennedy was just so full of herself after Last Jedi was made before it was released. She was probably in there in her little, wine and cheese Marin party with I'm just imagining her in Marin County. That's where all the rich white folks live. And It just started why, and she's going, I emasculated Luke Skywalker so much, and yeah. Who's laughing now? Cray K. Yeah. Uh, this is obviously created by somebody who loves the source material. Yes, this was love and passion put on the screen. It oozed through the screen. How much people love, everybody down to the caterer. I don't know if they had a caterer. You think they had a caterer? The caterer did a great job. It showed. Don't disrespect the caterers. Caterers, they know everything. Yes, donate to Star Wars Theories patron. Thank you, Derek. I will. Consider me a patron of Star Wars Theory at this point. It was one of the best moments. OG Spock loved that. Oh, that scene. Again, this doesn't get made with like half-ass actors, and the editing was top notch, top notch. Because listen, they had to do a lot of tight close-ups. They couldn't do any big wide effect shot, and it didn't take away from the enjoyment at all. At all. I'm trying to catch up with the chat there. Filthy Casual, yes, you did subscribe to my Patreon, and I thank you for it. You will be credited on my next video, and you'll also get a little bonus here in the next day or so. Trust me, I'm gonna fire back up the nooners on Patreon tomorrow. Truck autocorrect. Mage, yeah, that's funny. It may not have all the polish of a major studio production, but it is damn slick. More importantly, it captures the soul of Star Wars. Atomic Squid, absolutely. Great point. The soul of Star Wars. It felt like original trilogy. I am not, to me anyway, I'm not bullshitting with the title. This is the best Star Wars thing I have seen since Return of the Jedi. It is better to me than the prequels. It is better to me than Rogue One, than Rebels, than the Clone Wars, because of the tone. The tone of this thing was freaking Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, but it did have a little bit of the good parts of Revenge of the Sith. I'm willing to say that Revenge of the Sith is like half a good movie. It really is. Thank you, Cato. It seems like the logical place for Star Wars is streaming. The budgets on the films are out of control, and serialized storytelling worked well for the Clone Wars. Matthew Gadet, yes. Was it Gadet? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Absolutely. I think, man, you're going to hate this one. But I said it got a few years ago on my podcast. They are going to remake the original trilogy. I don't think that's a secret to anybody. They want to bring back Darth Vader so bad. They tried many ways to bring back Darth Vader. I think possibly, here's a little prediction. I could be totally wrong on this. For episode 9, you might be, they might try to subvert your expectations. We might not get a happy ending with episode 9. Now, episode 9 itself is not a happy ending because it was such a disgrace, but don't be surprised. It would be, a good way to start would be by killing Rey at the end, and that causes Krylo to go deeper to the dark side, and he just straight up starts donning his grandpa's uniform, which I wouldn't put out of the realm of possibility. I don't get my Star Wars information from the future, by the way, but something like that. They want to bring back Darth Vader so bad. They tried working with time travel and all kinds. I heard all kinds of crazy stuff right when they bought it. I used to know somebody who worked at Disney, and he fed me all kinds of weird information. They really wanted to. Oh, god damn it, just jumped on there, Captain Robert. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Roboto, $2. Gary, good fan films put big studios to shame. Absolutely, Mr. Roboto. They do. And yeah, shame on you, Disney. And you know what? That's why I'm kind of worried. Now, does anybody out there know, did Disney like okay this, or do they have some kind of rules? kind of like Star Trek does, which are basically, you can do 15-minute segments. You can't make anything feature length. Of course, you can't make any money. I don't know. I don't know. George Lucas was always pretty cool about stuff if you didn't go crazy. I remember forever before they did the really expensive lightsabers. I can't remember the name of the company. I still have one. This company was making lightsabers at Comic-Con every year. They didn't have sound, but they were like plasma. So if you, it didn't have a button. If you touched like the screw, it would turn on, and it was great. It was great. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Robert April. I was going to read one of your chats, and it just bounced on me. There it is. My prediction for episode 9, it'll either fail to win the opening weekend or just barely eke out a win over some mediocre rom-coms. Either way, it won't be a banner day for the franchise. No, it won't. I saw IGN predicted it would make like 800 million domestic. My guess is it might make 500 million domestic. It'll have a good opening weekend and fade out. Film was good. Have a friend who was on the film. He was a trooper. So it's the DJ D show. What's up, man? How's it going? What's up? Yeah, yeah, it was so well done. When I saw the shirt saying the Force is female, I had a terrible premonition. After seeing this twice, I got the feeling they will turn it around. So maybe there's still hope. There is for the fan side. I have no hope for Disney right now. As a matter of fact, I'm very disappointed I could not find my Soilo shirt. This was like the one time I could have worn my Soilo shirt. Old EVS. I can't call him Uncle Ethan. I'm like 10 years older than him. So a genius hook at the end. Really, oh my God, the ending was so good. So they went down to Naboo. And again, I think this is some kind of Sith training session. They go to Naboo, and that's where Mace is hiding out, maybe. And then the Emperor is going to go. He sends Darth Vader to there, and then he's going to go himself. OG is very naughty, but in all the best ways. They said it was okay. He was not allowed to use crowdfunding, so he had to just get investments and stuff. Well, here's hoping he made a couple bucks on it. Okay, I kind of hope he did. It will be Mark Hamill's final appearance as Luke Skywalker, Carrie Fisher's final appearance as Leia, and Billy D. Williams will be back. I don't think it'll. I don't think it won't make money. It's an insane end of the saga. It really depends on if they just shift the focus to Luke. Yeah, then I think it would make money, Matthew. But do we really think that's going to happen? Do we think Luke Skywalker is going to be in, let's say, 30 minutes of the film? I'm guessing he's in it he's dead. And they said they're not bringing him back. So he's going to be a Force ghost. I don't know how much, unless he's some kind of, and then that would be messing with the canon. I don't know. I just really, yeah. So we're going to have a bunch of Force ghosts running around. Listen, Han Solo dying really did it for me. I was like, The Last Jedi had a tall order to bring me back. And yeah, I hated how, Han Solo was my favorite character. Han Solo is what made Star Wars special. What was the biggest thing missing in the prequels? A Solo type character, the lovable rogue. Everybody loves a lovable rogue. That's why he's lovable, and he's a rogue. That's why he brought comedy, that good old masculinity in the Star Wars. We had Obi-Wan, who was the gentleman, which I liked. Listen, Ewan McGregor was great, man. That guy came to work. He was brilliant. Liam Neeson was awesome in the first one, but they just couldn't save it. All right, everybody. Sorry, this has got to be a short one today. I've got so many viewers, but I hate to punch out on you, but we got to make this a shorter video. Han wanted Kylo to kill him. I know. Who was it? Was it Jeff from World Class Bullshitters who said that the worst person the person who's done the most damage to the character of Han Solo is Harrison Ford? No truer words have been spoken. TM Martin, $10. Thank you so much. Gary, what do you think about celebrity stormtroopers announced to be in the Star Wars Episode 9? Like the Naked Chef, Jamie Oliver, and Ed Sheridan. Cheapens it, doesn't it? Absolutely. When I saw Ed Sheridan Game of Thrones, I about lost my freaking mind. I cheap goddamn cameos. Like that stuff belongs in oh god in crappy comedies, you know. Yeah, it doesn't belong in Star Wars, you know. And like hey, I'm a fan of crappy comedies, I love them, but that, yeah, that kind of current year, I mean, that's like putting current year politics and like it dates it. And Ed Sheridan, you know, that's like god, what if they put I don't know. What if they? I'm trying to think of a cheesy set. What if they put Leif Garrett in Star Wars as a stormtrooper? You know, it's like what? That's exactly how it's going to look in 30 years. You know, now if you put David Bowie in as a stormtrooper back in the, oh, well, that's a different story. But Ed Sheridan is no freaking Bowie. Okay, he's a little ginger, and the girls like him. So, oh, Jordan Walls. I can't pronounce that, man. Canadian, $5 from Jordan Walcarez. I'm sorry if I screwed that up. Talent like Oscar Isaac should have been the lovable rogue, but we had to let Admiral Gender Studies take the reins. Yep. Oscar, you know, when I first saw the cast of The Force Awakens, I've said this before, I was excited. Female lead didn't bother me at all. I was like, cool. I was most excited about Finn. I wanted to see the stormtrooper defecting. I wanted to hear that story. And we got he was a clown. He was a fucking clown. Um I was so pissed when Kylo Ren killed Han Solo. Yeah, I was just mad. I wasn't sad. I was mad. And like Last Jedi pissed me off so much. I walked out of I had the worst. I've not had a headache that bad. Uh, they made Han Solo into a silly fool in the last film and then killed him off. Yep. Harrison Ford will not be happy until he destroys all of his characters. Rick Deckard was a bad father, although, you know, it's because he didn't know about his kid, or maybe he did in Blade Runner. He was a bad father in Indiana Jones because Marion just felt like he couldn't stay at home enough. She was probably right. And of course, he was a bad, absentee father. 3 absentee fathers. What's next, man? Is he going to go to Air Force One and forget about his kid? Or I'm trying to think of another movie he was in. Patriot Games. He had a kid in the Patriot Games, right? Um, yeah, damn you, Harrison Ford. That's, you know what? I blame all. He started smoking weed. I'm just kidding. uh okay. Yes, you are welcome. Thank you for the super chats, TM Martin and Jordan and Mr. Roboto. Make sure I didn't miss any there. I have a bad habit of doing that. And Mr. Roboto. Gary, good fan films put, okay, I already said, but Gary, what about all the interstellar politics? Sorry, that was from earlier, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, those could have been good. Those actually could have been good. That the thing is, real quick before I go, when you become a billionaire, you lose your artistic edge. You know, now, like you have to be kind of on a weird competitive level. Like Michael Jordan's always the best example. Like that guy, probably if he was born in the 1500s, would have been just a straight up killer. And unfortunately for everybody, he decided to play basketball, so he became a killer. You know, but his, you know, the richer he got, the more competitive he got. George was very comfortable and very happy, and decided to come back because Steven Spielberg wouldn't direct the movies. So he said, "Screw it, I'll do it myself." He had been out of practice. He was a very good director and still is. I mean, American Graffiti is fucking awesome. THX, great. They're weird, but it's great. So I mean, he's got the skills, but he just lost his edge because, you know, like he could buy countries. So there you go. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me for this short video. It ended up being not so short, but please check out nerdrotic.com for our live stream schedule. This was a surprise one today. Our next video will be Friday Night Tights, and it's going to be a very special Friday Night Tights. It's at a later time because I have to go get my sobriety chip at an AA meeting tomorrow night. Can't miss that. So it's at 8:15 Pacific time. We are going to do the Uranus Awards. So we've already done the Rorys, which were the positive award show. This is going to be the worst of 2018. And honestly, it's down to two shows: Star Trek Discovery, Doctor Who. Who's going to win? Who knows? Because it's up to our patrons and it's up to you. You guys are going to vote on it. I'm going to have the categories. We're going to have awesome categories like best scene with a 105-pound woman beating up a 300-pound guy. Scenes like we're going to have awards like that. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yes, we're going to have best insertion of political correctness in an episode of television. We're going to have that. Awesome. Best Mary Sue. Of course, I have to center a whole award around Mikey Spock pointing her phaser the wrong way in an actual scene. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We hit 17,000 today. It's crazy. I'm having too much fun. So yeah, I'd like to hear what other YouTubers hear about this. Please spread the word on this if you liked it, because it was really, really good. And it's like, we get a lot of shit, about complaining about too much. Hey, we love this. And this should be shared, especially it's made by one of us. It's made by one of us. Hail to the fans. We still rule no matter what, listen, creators and these franchise owners, they disdain us. We know that. And still we give them money because we love these properties, but we don't have to put up with their shit, and we can make better shit than they can. And this is proof. Cheers, everybody.